Well, here's a quick update. Strangest thing happened the other day. I had a ride in dark water. A family of squirrels jumped out of a tree into a puddle to stop me from going forward through the trail. They made such a large splash in the trail that I lost the sight. Couldn't see where I was going. I locked up the brakes and went into a culvert. True story. Crazy. Here's the damage. So as you can see here, this brake line is shot because it's stretched out. Ball joint failed. This wiring here is what got us back out of the woods. If it wasn't for that, we'd definitely be stuck. Ripped out the axle. Lower ball joint looks like it's decent, but can't trust it after this. Here's the other part of the axle. And you can see it's all chewed up on the end, and the ring is inset pretty badly. The rotor has a slight bend in it. Nothing too bad. The lower A-arm, crumple point here. Fracture right there, rip right through. Rip through on the other end there too. And here is where it's disconnected. As you can see on the top part there, snapped off there, and it's just hanging out. The upper A-arm has a little bit of a kinky in it too. Not so bad, held up pretty good for the impact. There's been no damage to the sway bar that I've been able to discern. No damage to the frame, no damage to the diff just as of yet. All of the parts are on order. We do have, looks like this pulled out. That's just a little ball. We can push that right back in. This looks okay. Reflector got pulled out. And we did lean on the side a little bit, but there's no damage on that. We did jack up a tire pretty good. Had a big hole in it. I'll show you that. And the sidewall slug turned out real good. And this tire is still holding air, even though there's rocks and mud and dirt embedded right along the bead. And these are not bead lock wheels. They're bead lock simulated. So the next couple of videos you're going to see is going to be primarily parts, some of the replacement parts, what we're doing to put all that stuff back together again. And it's going to be fun because we're getting ready to go to West Virginia in 3 weeks. And I do need to take it out on a test ride when I'm done. We do have the brake lines that I showed you on this machine. It feeds right through the firewall, goes directly to the master cylinder, and it has a Y connector right up here. You can see that Y connector. I'll zoom in on it for you. There's the Y connector right there. It goes from here directly in. So the new part is actually feeding both wheels and goes directly to the master cylinder. So that should be a very easy fix. Talk to you soon. All right, I want to demonstrate to you on how I removed this inner axle, which broke apart from the front diff. You could do this for the rear diff too. Since I damaged my lower control arms, I didn't really have any other choice. So usually I can use the lower control arms, attach a strap to the back of the axle, wrap it around there several times, have the hook exposed, put it to the bottom, and push down on it to create the force to pull it out. In this case, my bottom was shot, so I'm doing it the opposite way, attaching it to the upper control arm, raising it up with this floor jack to create the force needed to pull it out. Now, it wouldn't come out. Several times, several occasions, it wouldn't come out. So what I decided to do was reinsert this part of the axle back into the part that's stuck inside the bell, that's stuck inside the front diff. Once I had a lot of tension on it, take this shaft, 4-pound mallet, bang on the back of the shaft with the strap under full tension. This will allow this piece to plunge in, push it in a little bit, and then the force of the strap will allow it to snap back, therefore pushing the circlip in, collapsing it, and allowing this piece to come out. After about 4 or 5 taps of doing this, it released. I'll demonstrate. Make sure the strap is nice and tight. Jack it up to get the right tension. Make sure you have a lot of tension on this bottom strap. As you tap it, you should feel it bounce in and bounce out. After about 4 or 5 times, it just popped right out, just like that. No damage to it. The circlip has already been removed. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes because I did this off camera. Worked perfect.